So there's a few things you want to take into account right off the bat. Where you found it growing, what time of year you found it growing, if it has pores, like if it's a polypore, or if it's got gills like this one does. Is this top sticky? What does the stem look like? What specifically was it growing on? Was it growing on like the forest floor or a stump, or like what kind of tree? All that fun stuff. Lots of stuff you have to take into account. You can see that this one has a little friend growing beside it, and it looks like there's a little yellow liquid coming from this. So I'm gonna break it open because sometimes mushrooms bleed a little bit. Hey, Pablo. So breaking this open, and it is very white and solid inside. So it would be really cool if this was edible. And then finally, you can also take a look at what the spores look like. So the spores are going to be up in these gills, and we can do a spore print. So I'm going to take the cap off of this, and I am going to leave this just down on some sort of surface like paper or cardboard, whatever. And after a couple of hours, the pores will fall out of it, and the pores may be rust colored or white or creamy, depending on what the pore color is. That will really help you identify what kind of mushroom this is. So gathering all that information, and we're going to take a look at this. So got my laptop here because I was working and then I got sidetracked. So Dr. Google, we have a mushroom with gills that was growing in July in Eastern Ontario on a wood stump. It has a yellow, creamy, dry cap, because sometimes they'll be sticky. Kind of pale, not exactly white gills, pale yellow gills. I'm not sure about the spore color yet. A thick, pale stem. And anything else I can add to this description? Doesn't, oh, it smells good actually. It smells very earthy. Let's see. Now, let's see what we can find. Hey Pablo, you need your collar on, buddy. So, most likely a golden foliota. Let me see. So we're going to take a look and see if that's what it looks like. Golden foliota. So yeah, you can cross-identify with the pictures. Doesn't have a skirt. That's another thing you can check. If it has a little skirt around the stem, there's a lot of characteristics you can look into. It doesn't really look like a golden foliota. Shaggy scally cap. I know what that is. That does not this. Spectacular rust gill. Let's see. No. No. Plum and custard. No, that's not it. Sulfur tuft. Sulfur tuft. Definitely not that. Let me see. Golden scally cap? Scally cap? Yeah, that might be it. You can see it's also kind of flaking at the top. That's another characteristic you can use to identify it. Yeah, it looks like that. And these are edible. Yeah, you can see somebody cut open the stem. It's nice and thick inside. I'm just really curious as to what color this spore print is going to be. Let me just put this down. I'll let it sit. Yeah, that's actually what that is. So once I identify what it is, I try and take a look. Once I identify what it is, I take a look to see if it's edible or not. And if it is edible, before I eat it, I will look to make sure that there are no lookalikes for this mushroom, or deadly lookalikes, more importantly. And if there are any deadly lookalikes, then I will heavily research the characteristics of that deadly lookalike to ensure that it is not the species that I am attempting to eat. So, deadly lookalikes. Thank God for the internet, right? This is just how I do it. There's a million ways to do it. This is one of the ways that I use. Golden scallycap. Let's see. Sometimes the deadly lookalikes are not lookalikes at all. Yeah, so a deadly lookalike is the funeral bell. That's also a deadly lookalike to the velvet shank mushroom. Oh, sorry, I just got a notification that we have dates for the federal court challenge. Not we, but, you know, the gun community has dates for the federal court challenge. That's cool. So yeah, there's a funeral bell. I know that's not what this is whatsoever. The funeral bell has a ring around it. Doesn't look anything like that. And a honey mushroom, which can sometimes be toxic as well, and it is definitely not a honey mushroom. So yeah, looks like we're safe. This is an edible mushroom. I'm gonna try it and I'll let you guys know what I think. I'll show you guys me frying it up. I'm gonna do that later. I'm gonna do a little bit more research first just to be 100% sure, because this is a new species to me and I am waiting for that spore print. But yeah, that is how I go ahead and identify mushrooms, the unedited version. Thanks if you made it all the way to 6 minutes and 30 seconds.